Day 3 of reInvent has arrived, and you know what that means? Swami time! Machine learning is in the spotlight today, and I love a good ML keynote from Swami. And then Peter DeSantis is on stage today as well, but I'm getting ahead of myself.
Yes, you are. Adam Selipsky took to the stage yesterday for his first reInvent keynote as CEO, and as they say, the crowd went wild. It was a great introduction to Adam, how he thinks about the cloud and how data is a massively growing part of every industry and will increasingly become the center of how we all live and work.
When Adam took the stage, I did kind of feel like finally, after all we've been through this past year or so, the cloud community is back together. And Adam made that clear from the start.
Wow. Hello, everyone, and welcome to AWS reInvent. Thank you so, yeah. All right. Woo! Thank you so much for joining us. It is so great to be back here with all of you on the 10th anniversary of reInvent and the 15th anniversary of AWS. Whether you're amongst the tens of thousands that are here with us live or the hundreds of thousands joining us virtually from around the globe, we have put together a full throttle experience for you this week. Of course, we also want to acknowledge how lucky I feel, to be here with you, given the global health crisis that continues in so many places around the world and the toll that the pandemic has taken. We're also very aware of the economic crisis that's followed and all the challenge that so many companies and so many families have felt. And we continue to partner with as many organizations as possible, as many as we can, including a lot of you here in this room, to help alleviate these crises. Given everything happening in the world, we really appreciate your taking the time to be with us. No matter where you're joining from, I assure you that we're going to do our best to make sure this week is spent connecting with and celebrating our entire global community.
Our entire global community. That's us, Rudy. And it's everyone watching. And I'll echo Adam's sentiment and just say, thanks.
Look, my thanks as well. Adam gave us a bit of a tour of the early days of AWS in his talk. And it's funny, we forget that things or what things were like when the cloud and AWS launched 15 years ago. I mean, think about it, cell phones could flip. I mean, they can't flip nowadays again, but they weren't smart. And in the main part of it, no one had any idea what the cloud was or why Amazon had any parts in it.
Looking back, I do remember the perplexed looks on people's faces when I tried to explain AWS and the cloud. It was barely a concept yet, and it was really hard to put into context. I can't tell you how many times I was asked, but what does this have to do with selling books? Seriously. The answer, of course, was nothing. But the technology we use to sell books has everything to do with building and powering AWS. As the first cloud provider, we had to prove the value for companies running their applications on this new infrastructure platform. There were skeptics, particularly amongst competitors, who were really slow to respond. They said at first, cloud's not real, never going to take off. Then they said, well, it's only for startups. And then, when enterprises really started to use the cloud, they said, it's certainly not for mission-critical workloads. Of course, you proved them wrong.
That is crazy. I am not quite the cloud, shall we say, veteran, as you are, Rudy. Is that where your gray beard came from?
Look, it's called fashion. I'll have you know, I've been called the George Clooney of cloud.
By who?
By everyone. What I really loved in his talk, though, was the recurring theme of pathfinders. Individuals who refused to accept the status quo, who looked for a better way of doing things and transformed their fields and communities in the process.
There was Angelo Giuseppe, Hank Lassetti, a Stanford basketball player in the 1930s who literally invented an early version of the jump shot and just crushed the competition. Played in the Bay, I guess that is where Steph Curry got some of his skills. Florence Nightingale, another Pathfinder. I had no idea she was a data nerd. She basically created modern nursing using her own pie chart, the Rose diagram, to present healthcare data so nurses and doctors could draw more accurate conclusions and follow through in the best possible way with their patients. And the last Pathfinder, Adam, featured as Roscoe Brown, one of the Tuskegee airmen in World War II and a pioneering aviator. Not only did he lead the way for other Black folks in the military, he continued to lead and teach as a professor in a number of New York City, pushing education forward.
Oh, look, finding new ways forward, new paths, as you were saying, is something our customers do all the time. Adam had 4 great examples of customers who are pathfinders in their own industries. We had NASDAQ, United Airlines, Dish Wireless, and 3M. Linda Jojo, the Executive VP of Technology at the airlines, described how as the world changed around United during the pandemic, United changed with it. Jojo described this moment when all travel stopped, then resumed in almost an entirely new way. And we all experienced it, but not from inside. Well, let's hear from one of the world's largest airlines.
There was one day in April of 2020 where we had fewer passengers than pilots. We stopped all projects, and it also became painfully obvious not only could our current platforms not scale up, they couldn't scale down either. As travel restrictions increased, it was really confusing for our customers, and our team knew we could do better when international flying restarted. The team built a machine learning model to address the travel chaos. They used Amazon S3 to pull in COVID test forms. They categorized them with Amazon DynamoDB, and then ran forms through Amazon TextTract and Amazon SageMaker. Now, these models are continuing to improve, but we've automatically validated 2/3 of all documents and over 75% of all COVID test forms for over 4 million customers. Yeah. Yeah. I'm telling you what, customers, they love it. They get their boarding passes before they get to the airport. They zip right through the airport lobby. They don't stop to get their documents checked. Our gate agents, they're ecstatic.
I love that combination of data and machine learning models to solve problems we all face. And I bet we'll see more and more of that kind of automation in travel and every other industry.
Before we begin the rest of the day, I want to leave everyone with what I heard from Adam as an opportunity to think big and go out and transform how we work, how we play, and how we take care of each other.
It's all about using the cloud for transformation.
We've talked a lot about pathfinding today and all the incredible work that you are doing and the unstoppable cloud movement of what each and every one of us is a part. And while so many companies have found their way to the cloud because of the cost savings, the security, the unmatched performance, it's apparent that there's something also bigger at play. I'm talking about agility, the ability to be curious and experiment while failing fast and putting data at the center of your organization. Ultimately, what the cloud and AWS offer is the opportunity to truly transform. While we say the cloud has become a movement, it's actually even more than that. The cloud is an opportunity to reimagine everything. It provides a pathway to true transformation.
So let's go. Let's reimagine everything.
Look, I'm with you on that. Let's go.